One of the top contenders to be Donald Trump's vice presidential pick is finding herself in some hot water. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem is coming out with her new memoir about her life. Now, the book is called No Going Back: The Truth on What's Wrong with Politics and How We Move America Forward. And in an excerpt from the book, it is now, well, it's drawing bipartisan backlash. So this is what she said. She reveals that she shot and killed her 14-month-old hunting dog named Cricket. She says she did it after the puppy became aggressive, killed chickens, and tried to bite her. She's now defending her decision, tweeting, quote, "South Dakota law states that dogs who attack and kill livestock can be put down. Given that Cricket had shown aggressive behavior toward people by biting them, I decided what I did." So, why do you think she would share this story? And was this politically motivated, showing she's willing to make those tough decisions, Tori?
Like shooting a dog. Okay, so let's talk about this. What's the name of her book? No Going Back. That's the name of her career. There's no going back from this. Bipartisan, Republican, Democrat. I have always said the one thing we can agree on are dogs, animals. This country loves their dogs. And you openly, emboldenly write about shooting a 14-month-old puppy because you haven't trained it correctly. Now, I do realize, and you're going to bring things up, dogs are seen in different parts of the world and used for different things. But this was a hunting dog, and it attacked her chickens like it's bred to do. So I don't understand how she thought this was a good idea, or an editor allowed this to be in the book. But this is Donald Trump today. You ready? Here's his list. Nancy Mace is at the top, who he's going to pick. And then there's Kristi Noem. You know what he did today? He will never have her on any ticket. He won't be seen near here. He doesn't like dogs, but he knows that he knows well enough America loves dogs. And she's out. She's out, out, out.
Jeff?
Your example is a blank piece of paper.
Yeah, well, she's a blank piece of paper. I could say a lot more about her.
I agree with Tori. She's done. And if she was in the running for vice president, she is no longer in the running. We care more about animals than we do people in this country, and that's just the truth, right? We bomb villages overseas and people get bombed. Well, I wasn't there, you know? But if you do something to a puppy, the National Guard's coming for you in this country. And I understand there's different people that live in different places, right? North Dakota being one of them. And they do certain things. That's how they live. I have a story I remember just from my brother in college. Even when I see him, I say it. They went back to his rural town in Indiana, and one of his dogs died. It was in the driveway when they pulled in. And he's like, "Oh, man, let me get a..." He's like, my brother's like, "Dude, so sorry, man. Is that your dog?" And he's like, "Yeah, don't worry." He's like, "We'll get some shovels and bury it." And he's like, "Well, aren't you like beat up about it?" He's like, "No, there's like 6 other ones running around." So you just grow up in places where, you know, that old saying, you take the dog behind the shed and do what you do. This is a different part of America. I'm not defending this woman in any sort of mean, but people do different things differently in different parts of the country. But I just want to say, I think her career might be done.
I agree with both of you, and I really love your point about the difference between animals and human beings. And I think that that's a whole nother conversation, and I agree with you. What I will say, though, is she is phrasing this as, I can make the difficult decisions, and it was legal. That's where I take issue here, okay? Because number one, just because something's legal doesn't mean that you are either moral or immoral. In my opinion, in this case, this makes you sound very callous, because it's very easy to pull a trigger. It's a lot more difficult, and you have to have a lot more patience and resources, and it's going to take from your time when you are going to train that dog, or you make the decision to go take that dog to a shelter. And this isn't the only animal that she's killed, too. She killed the goat, too, because
same day.
Yeah. So this is, to me, somebody that lacks some empathy, and I think what we need right now, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, what we need right here and right now are people that have empathy, and this woman does not.
Girl, nobody even asked you. In your decades of life, you decided that this was a story you wanted to share. People have T-shirts that say, "I love dogs more than humans." Okay, that's the prevailing sentiment in this world. And you decided to write that? Like, whatever people feel, I do feel like if you are a person who has one of those shirts and you support this candidate, I want Cricket to haunt you for the rest of your life.
That's right.